Do you check your bank account and feel a knot in your stomach? That tightness, that quiet dread. You are not alone. Most people live with a low-grade financial anxiety that never quite goes away. They wake up, work all day, pay bills, and wonder where all the money went, and then they do it again tomorrow. That is the trap. But here is the truth no one tells you. Your bank account is not stressed because you don't earn enough. Your bank account is stressed because you have been relying on motivation instead of systems. And motivation, as powerful as it feels, is a liar. Every broke person waits for motivation. Every wealthy person ignores it. I know that sounds crazy. We have been told our whole lives to find our why, to watch inspiring videos, to read self-help books. And then what happens? You feel amazing for a day, maybe two. You make big financial plans. You swear this time will be different. And then Wednesday comes. You are tired. The car needs repairs. Your boss is annoying. And the motivation is gone. So you wait for it to come back. And it doesn't. So you watch another video. And the cycle repeats. That is the dopamine trap. And in the next 18 minutes, I am going to show you how to escape it forever. You will learn why wealthy people don't need motivation, what they use instead, and the exact small habits that fix big money problems. By the end of this video, you will never wait for motivation again. Let us begin. Let me explain the science so you stop blaming yourself. Motivation is a chemical reaction in your brain. Dopamine, mostly. It feels good. It feels like energy. It feels like finally, I am ready. But here is the problem. Dopamine spikes are temporary. They last hours, sometimes minutes, and then they crash. You cannot build wealth on emotional highs. You cannot run a marathon on adrenaline spikes. Motivation is like a firework. Loud, bright, beautiful, and gone in 3 seconds. What you need is not fireworks. What you need is a furnace, something that burns steadily, something that does not need to be reignited every morning. The wealthy understand something that most people never learn. They do not rely on motivation. They rely on something much more reliable, something that works even on your worst days, even when you are tired, even when you do not feel like it. Let me define the 5 levels of reliability so you can see exactly where you live right now. Level 1 is motivation dependent. You only act when you feel inspired. This is where most people live. It is unreliable by definition. Some days you are a superhero. Most days you are a potato. Level 2 is discipline dependent. You act even when you do not feel like it. This is better, but discipline is a finite resource. It drains over time. By 8 p.m., your discipline is gone. This is why diets fail at night and why financial decisions get worse when you are tired. Level 3 is habit dependent. You act automatically. You do not decide to brush your teeth every morning. You just do it. That is a habit. Habits do not require motivation or discipline. They require repetition. Level 4 is system dependent. You do not even need to remember. The system does it for you. Automatic bill pay, automated investing, scheduled transfers, a wallet that is hard to access, a savings account at a different bank. Systems make good decisions easy and bad decisions hard. Level 5 is identity dependent. You do not try to save money. You are a saver. You do not try to build wealth. You are a wealth builder. When something is your identity, you do not need motivation. Not saving would feel wrong, like lying, like wearing someone else's clothes. The wealthy live at levels 3, 4, and 5. The broke live at level 1. The good news is you can climb the ladder, one step at a time, and that is exactly what we are going to do in this video. So what do wealthy people use instead of motivation? 3 replacements. And I am going to give you all of them right now. Replacement number 1 is identity statements. Write down 3 sentences that start with I am. I am someone who invests first and spends later. I am someone who learns before I earn. I am someone who does hard things before easy things. Read these every morning, not for motivation, for identity reinforcement. After 30 days, you will not need to try to be that person. You will be that person. Replacement number 2 is minimum viable action. Wealthy people do not wait for the energy to do the whole thing. They ask, what is the smallest possible action I can take right now? Do not feel like reviewing your budget? Open the app. Look at one transaction. Do not feel like learning about investing? Read 1 paragraph of a book. Do not feel like saving? Save $1. That is it. The smallest action is almost always possible. And once you start, you usually keep going. But even if you do not, you still did something, and something beats nothing every single day.
Replacement number 3 is environmental design. The wealthy do not fight their environment. They design it. Want to save money? Make spending hard. Unsave your credit card from every website. Delete the shopping apps. Put your wallet in the garage if you have to. Want to invest? Make it automatic. Set up the transfer once and forget about it. Want to learn about money? Put a finance book on your pillow. You will have to move it to sleep. You might as well read 1 page. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. It always has been, and it always will be. Design it or be defeated by it. Now let me bring in some timeless wisdom from history's greatest financial thinkers. George S. Clason, who wrote The Richest Man in Babylon, had a saying that has changed more lives than almost any other financial quote. He said, "A part of all I earn is mine to keep." Think about how radical that is. Most people are unknowingly living as slaves. They work purely to pay the grocer, the landlord, and the clothmaker, while leaving nothing for themselves. Clason argues that wealth is not a matter of luck. It is a universal law as unchanging as gravity. You must shift your identity from a spender to an owner by keeping at least 1/10 of everything you earn. Think of that tenth as a tiny seed. The sooner you plant it, the sooner your tree of wealth will grow. Every coin you save becomes a golden slave that works for you, and its children, the interest, earn for you as well, until you have a self-sustaining army of wealth building your future while you sleep. Let me clarify something important. Habits are great, but systems are better. A habit is something you do automatically. A system is something that happens even if you forget to do it. For example, a habit is checking your spending every morning. A system is having your money automatically divided into different accounts before you ever see it. This brings us to another brilliant thinker, Monica Holland. She said, "Managing your finances is not a luxury for the rich. It is hygiene for everyone." Holland suggests what she calls a money box system, using 3 separate accounts: an income account, a spended account, and an invested account. The moment your salary hits, you move your investment portion out within 30 seconds. This hands-free approach uses something called mental accounting to trick your brain into doing the right thing. You pay yourself first before your ego has a chance to spend the money. By automating your life, you transform financial management from a source of cold dread into a silent, reliable engine of freedom. Let me give you a practical example. Let us say you earn $3,000 a month. Before you do anything else, you automatically move $300 into an investment account. That is 10%. Then you move another $300 into a savings account for emergencies. Then you pay your fixed bills like rent and utilities. Whatever is left is what you get to spend. That is it. That is the system. You do not need willpower. You do not need motivation. You just need to set it up once. Benjamin Franklin, one of the most practical minds in history, said something that fits perfectly here. He said, "Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship." Most people worry about the big purchases, the car, the vacation, the television, but Franklin understood that it is the tiny, daily leaks that destroy wealth. The coffee you did not need, the takeout you could have skipped, the subscription you forgot you were paying. Plug those small leaks, and your ship will float. Ignore them, and no amount of income will save you. Now let me share a concept that might completely change how you see rich people. Morgan Housel, who wrote The Psychology of Money, said something brilliant. He said, "Wealth is what you don't see. We are programmed to think being rich is about flashy cars and exotic holidays, but that is actually the literal opposite of being wealthy." Housel persuasively argues that wealth is the financial assets that have not yet been converted into stuff. It is the car not purchased. It is the diamonds not bought. The highest dividend money pays is not a return rate. It is the ability to control your time. True richness is waking up and saying, "I can do whatever I want today." Think about that for a moment. A person who makes $200,000 a year but spends $210,000 is not wealthy. They are broke with a high salary. Meanwhile, a person who makes $50,000 a year but saves $10,000 is building real wealth, not because they earn more, but because they keep more, and they do not convert their wealth into things that impress strangers. This is why humility is such an important financial virtue. The Roman philosopher Seneca said something 2,000 years ago that still cuts to the heart of modern money problems. He said, "It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who hankers after more." That is the trap of comparison. You see someone driving a nice car and you think they are rich, but you have no idea how much debt they are carrying. You have no idea how stressed they are. Real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is patient. Real wealth does not need to be seen. So how do you build invisible wealth? You increase the gap between your ego and your income. Every time you feel the urge to buy something just to look successful, stop and ask yourself one question. Am I buying this because I need it or because I want someone to see me with it? If the answer is the second one, put the money into your investment account instead. That is the car not purchased. That is the watch not bought. That is the vacation not posted on Instagram. And over time, that invisible wealth becomes the most powerful thing in your life, freedom. We cannot talk about financial wisdom without talking about Benjamin Graham. He was the mentor of Warren Buffett and the father of value investing. And he said something that every person watching this video needs to hear. He said, "The investor's chief problem, and even his worst enemy, is likely to be himself. Think about how honest that is. Financial success is not about having a high IQ. A genius who loses control of their emotions is a financial disaster, while an ordinary person with discipline can become wealthy. This is great news because it means you do not need to be special. You just need to be steady. Graham teaches that you must stop being a speculator. A speculator gambles on market moods. They chase hot stocks. They panic when prices drop. They buy high and sell low because they cannot control their fear. Instead, you must become what Graham calls the intelligent investor. This means seeing a stock as an ownership interest in an actual business, not a ticker symbol. It means viewing something Graham called Mr. Market as your servant, not your master. Here is how Graham explains it. Imagine you own a small business, and you have a partner named Mr. Market. Every day he shows up and offers to buy your shares or sell you his. But here's the thing. Mr. Market is manic depressive. Some days he is euphoric and offers a very high price. Other days he is depressed and offers a very low price. Your job is not to listen to his mood. Your job is to know the actual value of your business and only act when the price is ridiculous. This is why Graham insisted on something called a margin of safety. Never overpay for an investment. Always leave room for error. If you think something is worth $100, do not pay more than $70. That $30 difference is your margin of safety. It protects you from being wrong. It protects you from your own emotions. And it ensures that even if you make a mistake, you are never destroyed. This is not complicated, but it is difficult because it requires patience. It requires ignoring the noise, and it requires trusting your system more than your feelings. Let me give you a practical challenge that will change your financial life in 30 days. No motivation required. Week 1. Pick one identity statement. Choose something like, I am someone who builds wealth. Write it down. Read it every morning. Say it out loud 3 times. Week 2. Add one minimum viable action. Every day, do the smallest possible version of that identity. If you are someone who builds wealth, your minimum action is to save $1. That is it. $1 every day, $30 in a month, $500 in a year, and that is just the beginning. Week 3. Design one environmental change. Look at your environment and find one thing that makes your wealth identity harder. Change it. If your phone is in your bedroom, move it to the kitchen. If your credit card is saved on every shopping site, unsave it. If you pass a coffee shop every morning, take a different route. Your environment is stronger than your willpower, so design an environment that makes the right thing easy. Week 4. Stack your habits. Attach your new money habit to an existing one. After I brush my teeth, I read my identity statement. After I make coffee, I save $1. After I sit at my desk, I check my automated investments. Existing habits are free energy. Use them. By day 30, you will not need motivation. The system will run itself. The identity will feel natural. The habit will be automatic. And you will have done more in 30 days than most people do in a year of waiting for motivation. Let me leave you with this. Motivation feels good. I get it. Watching a financial video feels like progress. Writing a budget feels like action. Planning your dream life feels like living it. But feeling is not doing. And doing is what builds wealth.
The wealthy do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not wait for the right feeling. They do not wait for inspiration to strike. They build systems. They form habits. They become the person who does the thing, whether they feel like it or not. And that is why they win. Not because they are special, because they stopped relying on something unreliable. The Roman philosopher Seneca said it best. He said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." You cannot control the opportunities that come your way, but you can control your preparation. You can build the systems. You can form the habits. You can become the kind of person who is ready when luck finally knocks. So here is your challenge right now. Do not wait until the end of this video. Do not wait until tomorrow. Write down one identity statement. I am someone who blank. Fill in the blank. Be specific. Then write down one minimum viable action, the smallest possible thing you can do today to prove that identity is true. Then do it. Right now, not when you feel motivated. Now, if this video helped you, hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel because I make videos that replace motivation with systems. And share this with one person who keeps waiting to feel ready. Because the best gift you can give someone is not money. It is the permission to stop waiting and start being. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.